Oh, hold on. Forgot our production value.
Okay. You ready?
I'm ready. Estoy listo.
Let's do this.
Oh, jingle bells, Batman smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile broke its wheel, the Joker got away.
5:30, jazzercise. 6:30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. 7 o'clock, wrestle with my self-loathing. I'm booked.
There's no singing in the North Pole.
Yes, there is.
No, it's not.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
You look like a deranged Easter bunny.
I don't believe it.
You're missing the point.
What is the point?
Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing.
Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun, old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together.
It's Christmas Eve. It's the one night of the year when we all act a little nicer. We smile a little easier. We share a little more. For a couple of hours out of the whole year, we are the people that we always hoped we would be.
God bless us, everyone.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Joe's got his own bells.
Yeah.
What's up, watchers? This is Now Watch This. I am one of your hosts, Lucky the Dork Dad, and with me as always is little Joe.
Ho, 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 watchers. We are in the Christmas spirit.
Yeah, like I said, this is Now Watch This, a podcast where we talk about movies while we watch them, but we're not watching anything today. We are on our second bracket. We're going to call this the North Pole bracket.
Ooh.
Of our Christmas movie throwdown. I think that's what I called it.
I think you called it a hold down. A ho down.
Ho ho. I should have done that, right? H-O down. Hold down. Or H-O-E down. Yeah, so we finished our first bracket. I guess we could talk about that. Do a recap?
Yeah. So we had our first bracket and
the East Pole.
Yeah, and this one had some classics on there. You know, it had a Miracle on 34th Street. It had It's a Wonderful Life, and these are movies that
and Friday After Next.
Yeah, well, you know, we had to have all the classics on there. Friday After Next, unfortunately, got knocked off. But, you know, I still recommend that highly for anybody that's looking for a good Christmas movie out there. When we came down to the final two, we ended up with The Santa Claus, which was Tim Allen, 1994's Santa Claus, the first one, and Home Alone 2 were the final two in that bracket. And the original, beat the sequel, and Home Alone has a chance for revenge in this bracket, Luck, because in this bracket that we're talking about today, we have Home Alone, the original, and Santa Claus Part Dos is on this bracket as well. So, do they meet at the end? I don't know, because there's some classics on here.
A little switcheroo, vice versa action.
Yeah, so, we had a strong East Pole bracket. All of our brackets, I think, are strong, because these are our movies, right? Like, these are our Christmas movies that we watch every year. And, as me and you have been talking, we're in the midst of watching a lot of these Christmas movies at this time. So, this is a good time for us to go through it. It's a good time for us to put out these podcasts for our watchers so that they still have time to watch these movies during Christmas.
Yeah, because there's a lot of movies that we put on here that I remember as a kid, and it's been a while since I watched them. It's taken us doing this bracket for me to go back and watch them, and yeah, some hold up, some don't, but we can get into that.
Now, again, we're talking earlier, and you said you have some also brands that we didn't mention, right?
Oh, yeah, we didn't talk about honorable mentions, did we?
We talked a few honorable mentions, but like thinking about it now and seeing some of this stuff now, It's like we missed some honorable mentions as well.
I did. It's going back and thinking about it, and I had forgot my list originally when we were breaking down the 32 movies.
Yeah.
But one movie I just wanted to mention. It's not a winner. I mean, it wouldn't have won, but I really wanted to throw it in there. It's my willies for this bracket, but
don't throw your willie in this bracket. Look, we're good.
But it's more known than willies, but and it's not your typical Christmas movie, but they do show Christmas in it. And it was part of my quote for Jerry D when he was asking us for
for quotes.
For quotes. What is it?
Christmas quotes.
What was it? The spoon. What is it called?
Gag me with the spoon.
Gag me with the spoon. I threw out the Christmas part in Better Off Dead.
Okay.
Yeah. Better Off Dead. One of my favorite movies growing up. Probably my favorite John Cusack movie.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's just great. For Jerry, I mentioned the quote where, if you're familiar with the movie, if not, whatever. Like I said, it's one of my favorite movies. But there's a foreign exchange student that lives with one of the neighbors, Ricky. That's like this.
Yeah.
This total nerd, Ricky's mom was just talking about did she celebrate Christmas in France, and it's just funny to me, the whole scene. If you want to listen to my actual quote where I actually talked it through the scene, you can go catch Totally Rad Christmas with Jerry D and listen to that.
Speaking of that, the quote that I used is actually in this bracket because I used the Scrooge one, and it's actually one of the quotes that you play at the top of our show. So, little input there. But like I was telling you too, is seeing these movies come out right now. Everyone's playing their Christmas movies at this time. It's not necessarily a Christmas movie because it's more of a Hanukkah movie, but 8 Crazy Nights.
Adam Sandler's
8 Crazy Nights. You know, I remember that one, and that's what I was thinking of. We're kind of talking last time. It's like any modern kind of Christmas movies that we would see or like to see nowadays, and really like I bet Adam Sandler could do a good Christmas movie, but I forget that he's Jewish.
He's Jewish, yeah.
Yeah, so I don't know if he would.
And that's kind of cool that he did that movie because let's be honest, there's not that many Hanukkah movies out there.
You got South Park represents for Hanukkah.
Yeah.
I got a little dreidel. I made it out of clay.
It was just crazy how we got to that Adam Sandler movie though. Talking. Because we were talking about one of the movies on our bracket. Santa Claus the movie is on this bracket, and we'll talk about how we got to that movie. But
now, I gotta ask. There's been some new stuff that has come out recently. Have you gotten a chance to watch any of this stuff? Did we get to talk about A Christmas Story Christmas last time?
We talked about it a little bit. Yeah.
Okay. The Santa Clauses also came out.
Santa Clauses. I haven't watched that yet.
You haven't? Okay.
I wanted to get into it, but my son, my youngest, he was into Wednesday. Have you seen this yet?
Oh, no. But it's come out already on Netflix, right?
Yeah, and my son liked it. I'm going to be honest, and I'm getting some hate for this, but because it's being praised all over, well, mostly. I didn't like it that much.
Really?
Why? I'm like you. I didn't even finish it. I'm like you with Halloween.
Wow.
Halloween ends. I didn't finish it. I was like 3-4 episodes in, and I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. Some people really like this show, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's okay, but I'm telling you, if it didn't have this girl that plays Wednesday, if she wasn't in it, just some random, it would be even worse.
Because I hear that's the good part of it is this actress that's in there.
Yeah, and it's like, I guess maybe I was expecting an Addams Family show, but it's just mainly about her.
And she's a Latina, right?
Yeah, she's Latina. She was from this Disney show we used to watch. I think it's called Stuck in the Middle, if I remember right.
See, I don't know how you give me stuff for. You used to watch these Disney shows, right? And then I mentioned Halloween Town, and you're like, what? Oh my God, what?
Well, this is a Disney show. Like, my kids used to watch the shows.
Halloween Town's a Disney movie. It's a series.
I know, but it's like an older movie. By the time my kids got into the Disney movies, it was more like Descendants and
I don't know. You did say you liked Halloween Town, though.
I liked it because it's cheesy as hell. Like, it's over the top stupid, but I like it.
Did we get it? We get it on our watch list next year?
Yeah. Like, some of the creatures in the Halloween Town remind me of killer clowns from outer space. I got that same feel.
Definitely.
But we're talking about Christmas. And, yeah, so we're talking about the girl from Wednesday. She's in the show. I think it's called Stuck in the Middle.
Yeah.
It's just Latino family.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's right.
But funny story about that. A few years back, I don't know, it's probably been like 4 years, maybe 5 years ago. We went to visit family in California. We went to Disneyland, and we're staying there in Burbank, California. I don't know. You don't know where that's at, but we went out to eat at this restaurant, and my daughter kept looking at this other table where these people were talking. I'm like, what are you looking at? I was like, look, there's that girl. I was like, what girl? That girl from that show. And I was like, what?
No way.
It wasn't the girl that played Wednesday, but it's another
girl from that show.
Another girl from that show. I think it was in the show. It was like the youngest daughter in that show. She was there at that restaurant.
And obviously another Latina, right?
Yeah. And I told my daughter, well, just go up and say hi, whatever. And she was, at the time, she was like, no, she was too scared. But yeah, that was a cool little story, I guess.
So you never said hi?
No.
Oh God, I bet it would have made her fucking like the actresses and her family's day, right? Like all of us Latinos,
because she was a little girl, like she's really young, younger than my daughter at the time.
Yeah.
And I knew that like she knew that my kids were like,
oh my God, that's
looking at her, yeah, because she kept.
Yeah.
Because I noticed the little girl was looking back at us and like, and like she, I think she wanted something.
I don't know, Latinos, and when we see someone fucking mad dogging us in the restaurant, we're like, hey, they might want some shit over there. Fucking wash out.
Yeah, that was cool. I think you see a lot of stars when you're in that kind of Burbank, Hollywood area. But yeah.
Yeah, I bet. Like, just to talk about that a little bit, it's like they were talking to, I think, someone else that's in the news this week or in the stories this week, Kevin Bacon. They were talking to his daughter about being raised in New York or in California, They're like, California, all you do is run into stars, like when you're amongst the people, because that's the rich group that's over there.
Yeah.
If you're rich in California, it's because of Hollywood. But like when you live in New York, if you're rich in New York, it could be a numerous amount of things that your parents, do or whatever. So it's not necessarily only actor types that you're rubbing shoulders with. But did you see the Guardians of the Galaxy special?
I didn't, not yet.
Okay. I'm just glad that there's new Christmas stuff coming out because, again, we all watch these classics, right? AA put out a bunch of them on our show the other day or on our Facebook. The Now Watch This Watchers. AA put out all those, Christmas specials that we do like to watch around this time. But I'm glad that there's new stuff that's coming out, that we can watch. One of the things, we got the Grinch on this one, but we talked about the cartoon Grinch as well, the one that came out in 2018. I mean, but you could still watch that animated special that came out in in the 60s or 70s?
I don't know. Has it been that long? I don't know.
Yeah.
And these kids nowadays, I'm glad they have new specials, right?
Yeah.
But
they don't seem to like our old shit.
But don't let the old stuff go forgotten.
Yeah.
Kids nowadays, like, you got to show them the classics because, like, we talked about it before. When my kids were younger, we went through this whole 80s movie thing. Watched Goonies, Adventures in Babysitting,
Monster Squad.
Unfortunately not. But
what? Oh my God.
I gotta show them that one. Okay. But like, I'm Better Off Dead. I think I showed them. I mean, I just showed them like a bunch of movies that I liked growing up, and just so they know what they are, and when I reference them, they know what the hell I'm talking about. Because my daughter went with her best friend. They went in her family. They went to go see this new movie. I forgot what it's called. The one with it has Jonathan Majors in it, but he's like a pilot, and the dude from Top Gun Maverick is in there.
Ooh, yeah.
So they went to go see that movie last night, and or yesterday, and they came back talking about Creed because they had the Creed 3 trailer. And my daughter's best friend, she had never seen Creed. And I was like, what? You need to watch Creed. And she's like, what is it about? I was like, oh, it's like Rocky 7, right? And she was like,
what's Rocky?
She goes, I've never seen Rocky. And I was like, what?
Oh my God.
I was like, what?
Oh man.
And
so she always thought that poster in your house is just extra creepy. You just have some random fucking guy there.
Yeah. But what I'm getting at is like, show these younger generation these classic movies. Like, I couldn't believe she had never seen Rocky. But we ended up watching Creed 1 last night, and she really liked that.
Yeah. Like, if you gone to see Black Panther, they showed the Creed trailer. They showed God damn it, I can't think of the name either, but that pilot movie trailer.
Yeah.
And then they showed the Ant-Man, the Quantumania trailer.
Yeah.
And so you got Jonathan Majors coming on 3 trailers before the movie. It's like, dude, that dude's getting ready to blow up.
For real. That's what I was telling my wife. I was like, I mean, he started already, but this is going to be a big year for him.
Yeah.
And I really like that dude. He's cool.
Yeah, man. I mean, I think, especially with my boys, I remember being able to sit them down more and and watch the old stuff with them. Like, and nowadays we're watching it in the living room, and walking from the bottom of the stairs to the living room, they'll walk by and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, y'all are watching that," and then that's it. They'll go back to their room.
Yeah.
My daughter though is on, and that's why I was telling you it was kind of cool to see the other day. Is we're watching Mickey's Christmas Carol, and for her to kind of watch that, right? That's probably, I'm sure it's not her first, but that's the first time I noticed her recognizing the Christmas Carol thing. And then for her to see it play out later on The Simpsons, and then for her to reference like, oh, that's like that Disney show that we're just watching. Yeah. So it's pretty badass. Like I'm trying to show her the classics, but like, I mean, we're watching Garfield's Christmas or Thanksgiving the other day, and I was like, oh man, this just isn't as good as the one was. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The Halloween one. So there's definitely, and we're gonna get into it as we talk about probably in our first bracket here, some stuff from the 80s that we remember more fondly than they actually are.
So our North Pole bracket, we got 8 movies. We have Santa Claus the movie, which is the movie we're talking about. 1985, going up against Home Alone, the original.
Yes, and I mean, 2 great Christmas movies that I'd recommend anytime. But if you're gonna watch Santa Claus the movie, make sure you have some time.
Then we have another matchup. Jim Carrey's How the Grinch Stole Christmas.
Yes, sir. Versus live action
Christmas with the Cranks.
Yes.
With,
and it's a more modern day Christmas movie, but it's great as well, man. I just watched that one before we started here.
With Tim Allen.
Yes, sir.
Tim Allen. And why can't I think of her name?
Tim Allen just had some lined up for us.
Tim Allen and why can't I think of her name?
Oh, Jamie Lee Curtis.
Jamie Lee Curtis. Duh. God dang. Brain fart.
Miss Halloween herself.
Yeah.
Fucking fucked up this last movie. I'm all mad.
And then we got Tim Allen again.
Ooh.
Santa Claus.
Tim Allen versus Tim Allen.
Santa Claus 2 versus Deck the Halls with my birthday twin, Danny DeVito.
You know, I heard Deck the Halls fucking referred to as Christmas with the Cranks too.
What?
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah.
They're newer movies, but I mean, those are totally different stories.
Yeah.
And our last matchup for this bracket is Elf versus Scrooge. Bill Murray, another one of my favorite actors growing up.
Dude. And Scrooge, a classic for us, right? Like fucking this movie again. It's another take on A Christmas Carol, and it's awesome, man. Like I watch that movie now, and it's very funny. For one, like you know, Bill Murray's humor is one you either kind of get it or you don't. I think.
Yeah.
But
because he comes off as a dick.
Oh, big time. Like the dickiest of all dicks, fucking. Except I don't know, Scrooge McDuck was a pretty bad dick too. Yeah. but yeah, man, like he's an asshole, and you know the way the ghosts fuck with him, and then not only that, but the ending of the movie, man, like the ending of the movie kind of gets you in that good Christmas feeling. there, and it's got not only Bill Murray, but it's got some great actors in it.
Yeah. Where do you want to start then? Which matchup?
Let's start up top. Let's start Home Alone and Santa Claus the movie.
All right. Home Alone, Macaulay Culkin. Sort of his.
What's your history with Home Alone?
I don't know when I remember seeing it for the first time. But it was an instant classic, like instant. Macaulay Culkin was like, he was the thing, right? As far as child actors in the 90s, to me, it started with Uncle Buck. You ever seen Uncle Buck?
Yeah.
And Macaulay Culkin,
another
John Hughes,
Christopher Columbus, John Candy.
Yeah, John Candy. Freaking but Uncle Buck, to me, you could see already in Macaulay Culkin that he's funny and that he was gonna be something special, right? Because like there's little things he does in Uncle Buck that you see those similar things in Home Alone.
Yeah,
it's just it's classic. I mean,
Macaulay
Culkin was awesome.
He went toe to toe with John Candy in that one scene. But if you remember, he did that other movie with Frodo. He did that one movie where dude played a villain, and he looked like an evil fucking kid.
Was it The Good Son?
Yeah, that one.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. He was
Kevin
blowing
McAllister's fucking some shit up. Did you ever get the people that talk about Home Alone, and they talk about it like the first of the Saw franchise?
That's funny. That's funny. All the booby traps.
Yeah. It's just fucking another torture movie.
That's funny.
But
Macaulay Culkin.
What is it? Home Alone was 1990, right? So what are we? Around 10, 11, around that time?
You?
No. Yeah, okay. I was 10, 1990. I was 10.
90, I was 13.
Okay. Yeah, you're a little bit older than me.
Yeah. But yeah, man. Like I said, Macaulay Culkin just blew up after that because he had, remember him and My Girl too? God.
Oh, fuck. He needs his glasses. Good Lord.
But
that's one of those movies that you can't watch, right? Like all the time. Like, fuck, you watch My Girl.
You want to cry?
You're hitting the field.
Yeah, you want to cry? You can watch My Girl.
No, man.
But Home Alone, and then you got Joe Pesci.
Yeah. I mean, Joe Pesci, this is right around fucking Goodfellas time.
Yeah, man.
1990. Daniel Stern was doing, Rookie of the Year, City Slickers.
Yeah.
The Wonder Years.
Yep.
Yeah,
and,
he was the narrator of The Wonder Years.
You can talk about this movie like forever. And I recommend, if you guys haven't seen it, the movies that made us, the Christmas version. There's a couple movies on this list.
Yeah.
But Home Alone is one, and it's
Yeah, I think
Christmas Vacation. It took a while to make this movie, if I remember. It was getting bounced around, and some budget issues or something. And
Chris Columbus that wrote this movie, he had something to do with the Christmas Vacation movie as well. Same thing with John Hughes, or Chris Columbus that directed this movie. but he wasn't getting along with Chevy Chase. There's been a lot of stories come out that Chevy Chase is difficult, hard to work with and shit like that. Yeah, difficult. So him and Chris Columbus didn't get along. John Hughes separated them and gave Chris Columbus the go ahead to go and kind of do this movie that he wanted to do, and it got kind of restructured and rewritten into Home Alone. Because we remember Christmas Vacation was in 89. Home Alone was in 90. So, we had... Because you think about it, because you don't see it now, right? We talked about jokingly about, Deck the Halls and Christmas with the Cranks. But when's the last time that we saw a really big hit movie come out that's a Christmas movie?
Yeah. It's been a while.
Yeah, I mean, it might be another movie that's on this list, and people are gonna fucking tell me to fuck off when I tell them this, but this movie is about 20 years old. That I'm talking about, and it's Elf. That was probably our last hit Christmas movie.
Is it 20 years old?
Elf is 2003.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Yeah, I'm telling you. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about Home Alone 20 years ago.
No. That's why I'm saying, people are going to tell me to fuck off, but Elf was 20 years ago, and that's the last time that we had a hit Christmas movie come out.
I just want to say one more thing about Home Alone. It's, John Hughes. I was telling my wife this because it's been on TV nonstop. Christmas Story. Home Alone.
Yeah.
I always wanted a John Hughes house. If you know what I mean, like the Home Alone house. You got a Christmas Vacation house. It's always like some suburb of Chicago. This big ass freaking house. It's like I used to love those neighborhoods. You know what I mean?
Okay, and so we didn't think about this shit when we were kids, right? But looking at it from a mortgage payer's point of view now, you look at that house and you're like, what does this motherfucker do? What the fuck?
That always comes up. It's like, what did Kevin's dad do for a living? I don't know if they ever talk about it. Because
not only that,
to be able to afford that big ass house, and
I'm telling you, bro,
and be able to afford to take 9 people to frickin' France. Come on.
Yes. First class, they're flying first class
for real.
Shit. What the fuck, bro? So they're talking about not only that, but recently I told you I watched Deck the Halls or Christmas with the Cranks. This motherfucker's house, huge, another huge house. Watching Deck the Halls. Danny DeVito, that's supposed to be struggling in this movie to make ends meet, has this big old fucking house. So, it kind of is like,
I know.
What the
fuck? Okay. Home Alone versus Santa Claus the movie.
Okay.
Now, 1985.
This one's gonna take a little bit to talk about because I tried to watch this movie again. This was a big movie when it came out.
It was, and that's what I remember.
Dude, okay, so my brother texts me and he's like, "Hey, this is one of my brothers." And I'm sure he's remembering it more fondly than he is now. I got to talk to him about it. But he was the one mentioning it to me. And he's like, hey, and mention this is there was a McDonald's tie-in to this movie. There was also a Coke tie-in to this movie. And there was a beer tie-in to this movie.
I don't remember the beer,
Like,
but I remember the Coke. Well, I'm saying Coke commercial. It's practically a Coke commercial in the movie.
Yeah. Yeah. So McDonald's had a Happy Meal with this movie, and again, I know we remember this movie kind of fondly as kids, but Lord, it was long today. Like, I was just like, I don't know if it's, maybe it should have been a Disney Plus fucking series, because this movie dragged.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I remember watching it as a kid. I remember Dudley Moore as an elf. I remember candy canes.
Yes.
And I remember Santa Claus doing like a big loop-de-loop with the reindeer. And that's pretty much all I remember from the movie. Rewatching it now was rough.
Okay, did you recognize your boy in it? Fucking Mick himself.
Yeah.
As the ancient elf.
Yeah.
Yeah, right?
And he said, "Get up, you son of a bitch."
I want to say... yeah. And the fucking Santa's like, "Cut me, Mick, cut me." No, but, dude, this motherfucker... I want to say he got some recognition for this movie. He has one scene. In this long-ass movie, he has one scene and 8 lines.
Burgess Meredith?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so I told you about this movie earlier. I was like, this movie is made by the same people that made Superman. So they're telling Burgess, they're like, "Hey, bro, you're going to come in. You're going to be the Marlon Brando to our movie." And he's like, "The Godfather?" He's like, "No, in Superman, Marlon Brando." He's like, you're going to be that guy to our movie. You just need to come in. You'll be in the beginning. You'll get all this accolades, whatever. And I don't know. Maybe I looked it up wrong, but I want to say he got an award or something. But there's some of these movie billings. I don't know. Like this, he was like second billing on this fucking movie in some places.
That's crazy. But so if you guys haven't seen Santa Claus the movie and want to, go right ahead. But so like I said, I remember.
Where did you end up finding it? It's on Hulu.
On Hulu, yeah, I got it.
I watched it on Hulu.
But like I said, I remember it mostly like Dudley Moore's in this movie. So we're watching it. I put it on. My wife's there in the living room while I'm watching it, and it's like 10 minutes, 20 minutes, 30 minutes. It's like I don't even see Dudley Moore yet. And it's like 30 minutes or longer. It's just talking about how this dude became Santa Claus. Like, dude, where's the rest of the movie? Let's go.
Yeah, and it was basically the retelling of the Santa Claus story, but I mean, definitely different origins, right?
Yeah,
like of Santa Claus, and this was fucking crazy. Like, they told Santa Claus is coming to town, that old Christmas special, to go fuck themselves, and they just rewrote the whole fucking story. And gave him some kind of fucking almost like Green Lantern superhero origins, where it's like, hey, the elves chose you. They said one day a childless guy would come so that the whole world could be his child, right? So they made Santa Claus basically a superhero.
And it was like weird because before he was Santa Claus, like this was his thing for like his family or whatever, the neighborhood kids. Way back in the Disney, he'd go deliver these toys that he made. But then they show him going out in the storm, and like him and his wife like freeze to death. They show them literally like all frozen, and then they miraculously come back to life.
Yeah. And they talk about like, well, what's gonna happen? He's like, you'll live forever like us. And it's all men, it's all men elves there, right? Like, it's like, what the fuck?
There's some stuff going on there. Now that you think about it, I don't remember seeing any women elves. But
yeah. I mean, they were all happy to see Mrs. Claus get there, so I don't know what's going on there. Like, you know.
So finally, they bring him to Santa's workshop. We finally see Dudley Moore. He's like one of the head creators.
Yeah.
He invents stuff all the time.
And he had some good shit. Dudley Moore is the bright part of this movie, but then they have they have a bad guy, right? But you don't meet him until an hour into the movie. You meet John Lithgow, who's this basically a toy seller, right? A toy creator, something like that.
BZ Toys.
And he's the one. Yeah. And, he's the one that they're pitting this dude against, right?
And he's like this Scrooge type of guy. He's just all about the money.
Yeah.
And he has one of those your typical villain laughs. Smokes a cigar.
Yeah. He tries to be a fucking he's a drug dealer fucking for Christmas. He's like, well, the first Christmas is free, but after that they gotta pay. I was like, what?
Yeah, it was funny. So Dudley Moore pretty much gets kicked out because he invented some stuff that was making the toys. The quality wasn't there. They weren't building Toyotas. Then he finds this John Lithgow, and he tells him that he wants to give away. He's got an idea for a gift, and he wants to give it away for free. And I thought it was funny because John Lithgow's like, for free, all over the top.
Yeah. and that was his thing, right? No. They got to pay if they want it. I don't know, man. I thought it was. I remember it very fondly, and I thought it was very great. But rewatching it was a tough watch.
Yeah, and there wasn't even really a point of it. I mean, like I said, Dudley Moore got kicked out because he was making poor quality toys, and he wanted to prove himself to Santa by making this other stuff. And I don't know. It was just weird.
And then the I guess the homeless kids that Santa meets, and he's telling Santa yeah, I'm homeless, and Santa's like, yeah, hey, let me show you how to do this loop-de-loop. He's like, fuck, Santa, help him out, bro.
That's where we get the this little homeless kid. This is where we get the Coke commercial, because he's always peeping Tom, looking at this little girl in her house,
warm,
and she sees that he's homeless and he doesn't have anything, so she goes and sits out a plate of food for him with a very well placed Coke. Yeah. I was like, there's your commercial right there.
I think she even turns the can in the snow so you can read it.
That's what I'm saying, perfectly placed.
Yeah. All that was missing is that fucking Coca-Cola fucking Christmas music. Which, hey, man, I'll tell you right now. I'll show you. Look. They fucking sold me. They got me. I love those fucking Coca-Cola Christmas commercials. That Santa, they talk about that Santa being a Coca-Cola creation. That classic Santa look.
Yeah. The red suit. I think we're talking about
red
this.
Santa with the white.
I think we're talking about that, right?
Like a classic ad that started with Coca-Cola.
They made him with a red suit. Because like I want to say, right, we were talking about it the last episode. I want to say it was either blue or it was a different color. The original.
And that was the thing that tripped me out in the beginning of this movie, right? Where like he's wearing like all brown. He don't have no red in his suit at all, right?
Yeah.
He's looked like this brown mountain man that would fucking scare the shit out of me if I saw him out in the woods.
And then they in the movie they talk about it, right? They're trying to make him a suit, and they make a green suit. And and Santa Claus' wife was like, "No, it's not his color." And one of the elves was like, "Brown?" Like, really?
But dude, okay, what was this? What was this fucking outfit that him and his wife kept wearing of green and yellow polka dots? What the fuck was that?
I don't know.
Do you remember that?
I don't know if I noticed that.
Dude. Anyways.
Okay.
Hey, it's good. It was a good movie back in the day, but for me, dude, it's not beating Home Alone. I mean, I think we all kind of knew who was our winner.
Yeah. Home Alone over Santa Claus the movie.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just so weird. Like, I remember it being a better movie, but that's why.
No, dude, I'm right there with you, man. Like, I totally agree.
It's weird. All right. Home Alone, moving on. What matchup you want to go to next?
Well, let's go right beneath that. Let's go Christmas with the Cranks versus the live-action Grinch.
Okay. Let's do this.
So, Christmas with the Cranks, 2004, starring Tim Allen, Jamie Lee Curtis. It's got our boy Dan Aykroyd in there. Our other Now Watch This alum, Cheech Marin, is in this movie, if you remember.
Is he? I didn't get to rewatch this, but I remember the movie. I didn't rewatch it.
He's one of the two cops.
Oh yeah.
Which they kind of make him like a white cop because he goes to pick up a guy named Enrique in this movie, and he spells his name Enrique. But
I think this was the whole time.
Yeah,
I think this was the whole time where. Well, this is later on though, but I remember there was a point in Cheech where he didn't want to be known as, like Cheech and Chong. He didn't want to be known as a Latino actor. He wanted to be known as an actor.
And again, I wasn't mad at it. For us, it's always a joy to see him in a movie. And Christmas with the Cranks, again, like I said, I watched it this morning. It's one of these movies that we watch every year. I love Tim Allen around Christmas time. He does a good job, even though he's not very Christmassy in this movie, per se.
This is almost a take on what we talked about last episode, Four Christmases, right?
Yeah, well, it's based on a story written called Skipping Christmas, about a couple that did just that, and they were gonna skip Christmas. I should have did more research on the story, but again, they give homage to it. If you see there's a newspaper article that comes out about them in the movie, and it's called Skipping Christmas. But that's where the story comes from, and it's basically these people that, kind of go away for Christmas. And there's people that do that nowadays, right? Like there's people that see Christmas as this mainly a modernizing, a money grab, right? Yeah. Which it kind of is, but I love it. Like I fucking love Christmas time.
This is something almost I would want to do. It's like right in the movie, their kid is out in college. And so, like, there's really no no reason to decorate. You know, the kid's not at home no more, and it's just them. So they're like, screw it, let's go on a vacation. You know.
And dude, I'm telling you, there's not a husband and wife alive that have watched this movie before, and they both look at each other and be like, "We should do that fucking shit."
For real, that's what I'm saying.
Like, I told my wife that this morning.
Like, my kids even brought it up. They're like, let's just skip Christmas and go somewhere.
Oh, you're like, what's this? Let's like waiting for y'all to get the fuck out of the house.
Are you paying?
Yeah. We've talked about that too, like going to Disney World as a family instead of, you know, doing everything kind of we do for Christmas. But I don't know. It's, you know, you know me, I'm more a traditional, classic type of Christmas guy. You know, I like to do the stuff here at home. So although I talk shit and I'd be like, oh man, I'd love to do that one year. Like, nah, I don't think I can. Cause like I was watching the movie today and I was like, I still think I would have bought a tree, you know, from the Cub Scouts. You know, if they asked me to put up Frosty, I would have put it up, you know, stuff like that. Like I think I could have just did, but I love the movie, man. Like it's a good movie. It's a perfect Christmas movie. It's got some good Christmas songs to it. Jamie Lee Curtis is funny. It's, you know, once they get into the whole, oh shit, she's coming and we got to get ready to have her here, and the whole town comes together or the whole like small neighborhood comes together to rush this Christmas together. I love that kind of story, man. It was good.
And like it has just the right amount of magic to it. You have the one guy that's quote unquote Santa. I don't know, you know?
Yeah. Marty.
Yeah.
That is so good too. Yeah, that's a good touch. And I like the kid from Malcolm in the Middle is in this. I thought he did a damn good job. He's Spike. You remember? I think the kid passed away.
I don't know. And it has a guy in it. An old character actor. He's been in a lot of stuff. The neighbor that couldn't afford to go anywhere.
Oh yeah.
I forget the actor's name. But
yes.
I really like.
You're
that guy.
right. Like
he's been in a lot of stuff,
especially like in the 80s, right? Like he was everywhere, right?
Yeah.
He keeps calling him old man, and he's like, "You're like 10 years older than me."
Yeah, it's like his neighbor he's always fighting with, but then he ends up doing some good.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful, man. Like it's the neighbor that he's always fighting with. He has a wife that's basically got cancer, and you know, when they end up canceling their trip, you know, there's no refund. So, you know, they're basically going to be out. You know, he gives them the trip, you know, no questions asked, no money, but just for them to be able to enjoy it. And again, Tim Allen, the whole movie, he's you know, he's fucking, even still after they do this thing for Christmas, he's still thinking about fucking trying to take this trip, which, again, you or I would be thinking about all the fucking money we're going to lose, you know, not going on this trip and wasting it. You know what I mean?
You know what I remember him from too? This guy, the neighbor. His name is Emmett Walsh.
Yes.
He comes out in Harry and the Hendersons. He's John Lithgow's dad.
Yeah.
Well, he also comes out in Critters.
Yeah. if you remember Home Improvement, he played Tim's father-in-law on Home Improvement. So yeah, Tim Allen seems like one of these guys that if he likes people that he's working with, he likes to fucking keep working with them, you know?
Yeah. That's how you can tell a good actor. I mean, a good I think a good person. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They like to
that
surround
people want to yeah.
Yeah, they surround themselves with people that they like. And yeah. Same with Adam Sandler. Jon Favreau, those type of people. So yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I was saying, like, man, like I wouldn't mind seeing some kind of Christmas movie with all of Adam Sandler's people. And I know he kind of did that with the 8 Crazy Nights because I think a lot of his friends are in that movie as well. Yeah. I would like to see that, man. Netflix should get on that shit.
So if we're going to talk about Adam Sandler, I mean, a holiday movie, Christmas even, there's a Adam Sandler movie that people just shit on all the time, but to me it's one of my favorites. Is Jack and Jill. I don't know if you know if you ever seen that.
Okay.
It is around Christmas time because that's why
is it
Thanksgiving and Christmas. That's why his twin sister goes to visit him for Thanksgiving and ends up staying. The movie's goes through all the way to Christmas.
Okay, I remember he did. What is that one movie? Click,
yeah.
And there's maybe a Christmas scene in there too, as well.
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, I don't know.
Okay, we're getting off topic.
Christmas with the Cranks. Going against. I mean, what's a Christmas classic, and it's not only. I mean, because Christmas with the Cranks. Me and my wife watch it. The kid's not too interested, but fucking The Grinch is my daughter's favorite forget Christmas, favorite movie probably of all time.
And this one was huge. I mean, it still is huge because it's
it's still
I don't know how old we talked about. I don't know how old the animated special was. How the Grinch Stole Christmas, but this was near the start of bringing all these animated shows, movies into live action. This was one of the first ones, I think. Who else?
Yeah, because this is 2000.
Who else could pull this off? And I think this was before Cat in the Hat, wasn't it?
Yeah. This was before Cat in the Hat.
But who
this
else?
made them want to go do Cat in the Hat.
Yeah. So who else could pull this off? And I like Cat in the Hat. Some people don't like Cat in the Hat. I like it.
Yeah.
Just because my kids like it.
No, and I've always been a big Mike Myers fan, but Jim Carrey, no one else could have done this, I think, and kind of gotten away with doing. Basically, he does a lot of Jim Carrey shit.
Yeah.
For this movie, directed by Ron Howard. Opie getting in there and showing what a badass director he's always been. Although some people that have seen what's his solo movie,
Solo
would disagree. But The Grinch, man, How the Grinch Stole Christmas, fucking classic to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, to me, Jim Carrey is the Grinch. It's anything you see the Grinch now, whether it be a costume or someone imitating the Grinch,
they're doing him.
It's Jim Carrey.
Yeah, because we got in 2018, we got another one, and I like this movie too. I watched the the animated Grinch. I think yesterday or the day before, we watched it with our daughter, and it's a great movie. But again, you go as far. Look on TikTok. The Grinch that you see come up is usually this Grinch.
Yeah, Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is a Grinch and vice versa.
And my daughter's favorite fucking song, and it was, again, it's you don't see a lot of new Christmas songs come out, right? But this one is a new original song that came out of this movie. The "Where Are You Christmas" that they sing in the song, and then I think Faith Hill does the what's called it song.
The one the little Who girl sings.
Yeah, Cindy Lou. Yeah,
Cindy Lou. The only one without the weird nose in the movie.
There's some shit that comes out of this movie too. Have you heard about these? Like, maybe a snuck in scene here or there.
Oh, I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Are you talking cochino stuff or what?
There's a little cochino thing in this movie.
I mean, some of the jokes are kind of like, okay.
Okay, so there's a scene in the beginning of the movie where they talk about the Grinch getting dropped off at this place, and it's all these adults having a party, and in the party they're putting keys in a fishbowl or whatever bowl. And so, you've seen the things like from those key parties, and what it is basically, everyone that's participating puts their keys in a bowl, and, the wife picks them out or whatever, and whoever keys they pick out, that's who they go home with or whatever. So they're doing this shit in the Grinch movie, man, and they slipped in real cool. I want to say it's playing on Disney Plus right now, so I got to see if it's on there. No, it's on HBO. So yeah, it's probably on there. So, cochino fact for you.
All right. So yeah, Jim Carrey versus Tim Allen.
I think for me, this one, I mean, the more Christmassy feel, classic. I love both of them. I'll forever watch both of them around this time. But my daughter would kill me if I don't pick the Grinch.
I agree.
And it's just, again, you get Jim Carrey's first foray into Christmas. Ron Howard directing a Christmas movie. Just everything about it. The way he stills, and then just everything. You have it playing in the beginning of our show.
Yeah,
it's a classic movie.
So Tim Allen didn't win this matchup, but he's in the next matchup.
Yeah, he's at least in the Final Four. He won a poll.
Santa Claus 2. This is the Mrs. Claus.
Yes.
I really like this one.
Dude, this one...
I like all the Santa Clauses, though.
Yeah. But this is kind of my favorite Santa Claus. Like, I like, when he came back, and then I like the whole when he goes dating, and like you said it, who doesn't want a piece of this? But the girl he meets that sings the song, and what's her name, Molly Shannon,
Yeah.
and she's like,
I feel like a woman.
Dude, and
Molly
then she
Shannon's
has
great.
the fucking sweater with his face on there.
Molly Shannon's great.
But they get, and we meet, the school principal, right?
Yeah, she's a Scrooge. She's a Scrooge.
Yeah, no, she's a total bitch, and like she comes up to that one kid and she's like, "Look into my eyes. What do you see?" And he's like, "It's cold and dark." But it's funny to see him shrink down during the movie, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like the desanctification process has begun.
Yeah. So we got Bernard in that one.
We lose Bernard, right?
No, I think he's in that one.
He's not in the third one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and the lady that plays Mrs. Claus.
Yeah. Elizabeth Mitchell.
I didn't like her. Because
what?
No. I like her in the movie. Don't get me wrong. But like when I first saw her, I was already against her because, that lady came out in the show Lost. Do you ever see Lost?
Yeah.
And
but this came out before Lost.
I don't know. Did it?
I think so.
I don't know. I just remember her in Lost, and I was like, I don't like that lady.
Okay, this is 2002. When's Lost? 2007?
I don't know. You might be right. You probably are right. But I don't know what made me think of that. But I was just like, I don't like this lady. Yeah, this is great. I like how he changes her. She was this Grinch. She didn't like Christmas because her dad died in the fireplace.
Like, it's funny
because her dad died in the fireplace or something. I don't know.
So this is what happened to the girl from fucking Gremlins. God damn it. Chuck will be happy to know. So fucking okay. But okay, here's another thing. Like they do the toy Santa thing, right? Where
the Secret Santa?
They got the new they got the new elf there, and he helps them make the Bernard's friend. They got the plastic Santa, and he starts making changes. Like, oh my god, like
he starts Terminator, right? He's like, oh, this is not right. We gotta do things perfect.
There's a lot of little boys that are going to get cool. That's not right. That's naughty or whatever. That part of it was pretty cool too, like to see what's going on. But the way he's kind of, I don't know if he's using his magic. Like that first time the little girl comes up to him, and she costs him a little bit of magic, and then he does the sleigh. And makes it snow right over him. Like this bitch is just like she's just okay with it. Like, okay, that's not normal or whatever. But it's funny to see him kind of try and hook up with her, and then I don't know, kind of trips out, right? And she's like, because he tells her like, "Hey, I got this other life I got to tell you about." And again, he's basically going to tell her he's Batman.
I need you to marry me right now.
Yeah. She's like, it's not funny. It's not funny. But remember his son goes to fucking they're throwing snowballs at her house, and the fucking
she's with my dad. What?
Yeah, the dad comes out. Like, imagine that shit. Like, you go over there to fuck with the teacher, and your dad comes out, and he's like, "What the hell?" But dude, I like when they go to the fucking Christmas party, and he gives out the old presents.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite parts. Where they're all playing with the old toys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get a little bit llorando on that one?
Yeah. Where she wanted, talking, just like the first one where his ex-wife wanted the mystery date game. She wanted a baby doll. And he got her a baby
doll. So, like I said, that one goes a long way for me. But it's going against a pretty good movie as well. We had Deck the Halls come out with our boy El DeVito.
Yes, sir. Danny DeVito. And an official member of Now Watch This alumni. I don't know.
Deck the Halls was 2006. Danny DeVito, Matthew Broderick, and like I said, I've heard stories about this movie, and people were just not digging it at all, bro.
I kind of felt that when it first came out. They're like, what is this movie? But it's been like a movie now that like I have to watch every year because that's how much I like this movie. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's Danny DeVito or just I don't know. I like this movie.
And this is the people that shit on it. Like they're like, oh, the fucking director of it made Big Mama's House and Big Mama's House 2. I was like, I like those movies.
Yeah. It's like, and?
Hey, we are, but, and? Yeah. And again, I like Danny DeVito. I like Matthew Broderick. Again, but the stories that I heard about this is that both of them were kind of assholes on set. No one got along with anybody. But again, in the movie, you know, it's good stuff. Like, it's good Christmas stuff. Again, if you want to poke holes in it, you can poke holes in it. There's shit that don't make no sense. But it's basically a father trying to do something to impress his family, and that's going to go fucking over with us. But when you look at the movie, like, there's not, you're not kind of rooting for either guy.
Yeah.
It's like, they're both kind of doing some fucked up shit.
Yeah, it's like, there's no real point of the movie either. It's almost just like neighbors going at it, and then at the end, they're
yeah. The dude wants to be seen from fucking space, right?
Yeah, which is impossible. I think I saw something where like scientists were like, yeah, it's impossible for a single house to be noticed.
Oh, they debunked the movie?
Yeah. They're like, there's no way.
Oh, that's fucked up. But like, this movie had like because they did like a tie-in with like MTV, right? Or some shit like that.
I think so. It was on like
and again,
when MTV used to do those little news segments.
Yeah. And this is a classic, like, Danny DeVito, fucking, from all the movies we've loved, like in the 80s, early 90s, or whatever. Matthew Broderick, you know, fucking Ferris Bueller. Come on.
Yeah. One of my favorite parts, because Danny DeVito is supposed to be like this badass salesman, right? He can sell anything to anyone. And where he's trying to get a job at the car dealership. And they said, well, if you can sell a car to that guy right there. And then like he goes out there and fucking, you see him talking to the dude and makes a fucking sale. And the guy that he just sold the car to, he was like, I just bought a car from my own dealership. What the?
Yeah. Cause he's like, well, like those dudes are trying to play a prank on him, right?
Yeah.
Like, they're like, hey, $100 you can't sell this guy, and everyone's like, yeah, I want in, right? And so they tell him about that. He goes out, talks to him for like 5 seconds, and then comes back and it's like, I take that money in cash on my desk, no checks. And then fucking he's there talking with his daughters and his wife, and they're like, oh, they just happened to see this thing about being able to see your house from space. And so he just gets it in his head like, fuck it, I want to be seen from space. And then from then on, he's just like determined to be seen this shit.
Yeah.
I tell you right now, that'll piss me off. One of my neighbors did some shit like that where they did it 24 hours and shit.
Right.
Fuck you.
But you got to respect the light show. I mean, that was pretty awesome at the end.
And then
before he took it all apart.
He's stealing his electricity and shit.
From his neighbor. Yeah.
Oh, fuck.
It's just...
But it's good actors. I like the ladies that play the wives in it. We get the one scene that's pretty fucking awkward where he's they're like, who's your daddy? And it's out of nowhere, right? Because they're not getting along the whole movie.
It's both of their daughters.
Yeah. And they're like, oh no, we're their daddies.
I'm your daddy. I'm your daddy. Yeah.
That's fucked up.
That's a questionable thing now, I guess, but whatever. It's funny.
I like the scene too where he gets fucking he winds up in the fucking frozen lake on the sled, and then he wakes up and fucking Danny DeVito is naked with him inside of a fucking
to keep him warm.
To keep him warm. And he's just fucking humping him. I was like, God damn it. But again, it's a good movie, man. We watch it every year. It's always on our watch list.
Yeah. Like I said, it's not winning any awards, but it's fun. It's fun to me. I don't know.
Yeah. It's a good attempt. Like, again, I talk about, they don't make a lot of modern movies. This one was 2006. So, and I'm not talking about Hallmark movies, right? Like, I'm not watching those shits.
There's like new ones all the time of those. It's the same story.
Yeah.
Some girls. There's some lady or girl that's new in town, and I don't whatever.
No, but you hear like what the controversy is with those nowadays. It's like, well, not controversy, but that one chick from Full House, because that's what all those old, sitcom actors from the 90s do nowadays is make these Hallmark movies.
Yeah.
And she went over to a different channel because Hallmark started making, I guess, gay or, movies that had like gay people in them. And
she's like she's like super religious.
I guess. I know her brother's always been like Kirk Cameron.
Yeah, he's
always been too. Yeah.
I know Kirk Cameron was doing those like those Christian books with like Left Behind. He was like in those Left Behind movies. I don't know.
Yeah. So yeah.
Okay.
So
Deck the Halls versus.
I don't watch any of those movies anyway.
Me either. Deck the Halls versus Santa Claus 2.
It's a tough one, look, but I'm gonna have to go with Santa Claus 2.
For show. Yeah. Tim Allen over Dan DeVito and Matthew Broderick for sure.
Now, these next two, either way we pick, we're gonna probably get some hate going the other way. Both movies that are kind of set in New York. Two Christmas, I would say with Christmas classic movies, we got Elf going against Scrooged.
Yep, Elf. Another one on the list of those the movies that made us, right? I think the Christmas version.
Yes. Yeah. And I watched that. I watched a little bit of that to kind of get ready for this, and it was as you talk about, like they had the movie set up, and I want to say it wasn't Will Ferrell originally, and then Will Ferrell came into it, and then they went through a couple of directors and people that wanted to do certain things, but when Jon Favreau got mentioned and they talked to him, again, he had only made a couple of movies by then, but when they talked to him, and the beginning of the movie, he talked about being in stop motion, like that's the way he saw the North Pole. Like they were sold on him. Like, yes, let's go.
They just had like a little like intro or something, right? Using the stop motion.
Yeah.
And I heard they got in trouble for doing that.
Oh, did they?
I think they talk about it in that show. I think.
Okay.
Because it was so.
But it is so accurate to.
Because it was so similar to the original Christmas specials. I think that's why they got sued or tried to get sued or something.
And again, both of these movies I watch. But speaking about Elf is. I watch this every year. It's getting to be one of these movies that they play for like 24 hours, right? Yeah. Around the clock. I saw it actually this weekend. I forget which channel played it, but it was on around the clock.
And I mentioned it before. This one had to grow on me. I love Will Ferrell. I remember when I first saw it, it was kind of annoying to me. But
really, no.
But it grew on me. It's like, yeah, it's Will Ferrell. And like, how can you not? That's just the way he is. How can you not like Will Ferrell?
And then there's a part like, I really like Zooey Deschanel.
Oh yeah,
the actress in this, right?
She's the girl next door type. I love that, man.
Yeah. And I like they do Baby It's Cold Outside. I mean, I know we're not supposed to talk about that song now because it's pretty rapey.
That's stupid.
But no, man, I love that fucking that song. I love their version. Like they do a good job. And it's funny, right? Like he's fucking waiting for her in the shower.
I know.
He hears her singing in the shower. He's in there. I remember, Santa's telling him, "There's going to be gum outside. Do not taste it. Just because it says Peep Show, they're not telling you. You get to look at presents early." But I liked everything about it. Like I liked the way they made the movie. Like. Being able to watch and see about them talk about how they made the movie, kind of commando style, right? On the go. I like that part of it or whatever.
Because you got to figure,
so
filming in New York is hella expensive.
Yeah.
You're like,
yeah,
fuck it. One take, like, let's go. We're good.
Yeah. How to make it feel real life was like, there's no way you can except for it to be real life. And like, it's funny when he sees Santa down there, but like that's the store manager. I think his name's Face on Love or something like that.
Yeah, yeah.
He's fucking funny.
Big Worm.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, what the fuck you want? I love it, man. Elf is a Christmas classic for me.
Yeah.
It's God, dude. It's probably top 10 easily for me. Maybe top 5.
Wow. All right. Going up against another classic. Was this 90s? I don't remember. Scrooge?
No, this was 1988. Yeah.
88.
So this is 1988. And this is Bill Murray coming off, Ghostbusters. What about Bob?
What about
just Groundhog Day, I think, is around this time as well.
Yeah.
So I mean, fucking Bill Murray was in his era right here.
I tell you, because I told my wife I was gonna watch these movies, and she goes, "I cannot watch that movie." My wife despises Bill Murray. I'm like, what are you talking about? She cannot stand him.
No,
she can't stand Groundhog Day. I love Groundhog Day, but she just can't stand him. I don't know. It's just the way he is. He's over the top too, and he's one of those I hear that he's hard to work with too. It's like because he does what he wants when he wants.
Yeah, you know what I like him in, and he's not in it a lot. But you ever seen Osmosis Jones?
No.
You've never seen Osmosis Jones?
It's Chris Rock, isn't it?
Yeah, Chris Rock, and it's animated, right? And it's supposed to be inside of Bill Murray's body, and
it's like inner space.
Yeah, like he's I guess he's a white blood cell or something, and they're basically the cops inside of you, and this fucking germ gets inside of Bill Murray. Because he's a fucking, like, he's like us. He fucking eats everything, fucking, just fucking not healthy or whatever. So he's fucking doing all this crazy shit.
It reminds me of Rick and Morty. Did you ever watch Rick and Morty?
Yeah.
Where they go inside that dude?
Yeah. The homeless guy?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, fuck, you can watch that. Hey, speaking of Christmas, you can watch that on Christmas. Right? Oh, fuck. Going back to Scrooge, it's got like a lot of classic 80s actors and actresses in there, right? Like from everywhere.
It's really dated, especially because he works at like a television studio.
And they're going live on Christmas Eve, right? Yeah. So everyone's talking shit, right? Because he's making them fucking work on Christmas Eve. But a movie that we watched earlier and we talked about earlier, Christmas with the Cranks, says Santa always works on Christmas Eve, right? So
yeah. So there you go. But yeah, Scrooge. One of I don't know if any other movies, if I'm thinking about it right now. He's actually working with his brother.
Okay, yeah.
John Murray, and his brother in the movie.
Yeah, and I'm telling you, we still got to get into his movie, movie Violations.
I was going through some stuff. After this, I'm gonna do a little. You know what Whatnot is?
No, what's that?
It's an app where you can people go live and sell stuff. I'm actually gonna try to get rid of a lot of these movies I have. But I was going through these movies. I was like, oh, I still have this. We need to watch this one.
You found moving violations?
Yeah.
Moving violations. Bobcat Goldthwait in this movie.
Yeah.
He's fucking funny. But the guy that plays the cab driver, do you know who this guy is? David Johansen or something. Yeah.
I thought that was. Am I not thinking of the same guy? Buster Poindexter?
Yeah. That's him.
Yeah.
Sorry. He was a singer in the New York Dolls in the 80s or 70s or something. And that guy in this movie, I don't know, he's fucking funny to me.
Yep, full shows. I like the lady ghost. She's another character actor that's in a lot of stuff. But she has like that weird.
She's a Indiana Jones chick, isn't she?
No. The ghost chick.
Yes.
Christmas
Present. That funny voice.
Yeah.
Yes.
I had a thing for her. I don't know if it was the voice.
Yeah, I liked her in License to Drive, right?
Yeah. I'm saying she's been in a lot of stuff. I think it was the voice.
Yeah.
It's almost like a baby voice.
Yeah.
It's like that kind of did it for me as a kid.
I wonder whatever became of her. Like, did she act in more stuff?
I don't know.
Carol Kane.
Yeah,
that was her name. Oh man, I remember her being in Addams Family. I'm sure we've heard her in other stuff, maybe Simpsons or something, but she's probably a voice actor.
Yeah. I like her.
Oh, dude. But again, you know, he goes through the change, and, you know, we always get that moment at the end of A Christmas Carol where Scrooge changes, and the way he comes about it, like, you know, he goes back, takes back over the studios and talks about, you know, he gives that speech at the end, and dude, that speech always hits me right in the fucking feels at the end there. And they start singing.
Yeah. You know, one of my favorite parts is where he has Grace, his secretary or assistant, whatever, going through his list that he's gonna give presents to, and he's like, towel. His choices were like a towel or a VCR. And then, like, she came to his brother, and he's like, towel. Like, this is your brother. Yeah.
It doesn't, like, I mean, at the end, he kind of gives his brother a shout out, fucking tells him, you know, like how he feels or whatever. And then, I forget her name, but she comes up. You know, the actress that he'd been butting heads with, and they start singing at the end, put a little love in your heart or whatever.
Yeah.
Dude. Yeah. Hey, that movie just fucking...
when the little boy talks, finally.
Yeah. Dude, at the end, and
that one
you're just there. It gets you all in the fields, and you're just singing with the movie and shit. I love that movie, man. Like, again, it's like your wife said, like, Bill Murray, like, there's people that don't like his humor, because it's a lot of those old guys, right? Like, we talked about Steve Martin the other day, like, Steve Martin, Chevy Chase, Bill Murray, all those guys, like, if you don't like their type of humor, you're not going to watch these fucking movies. Right. So, you know, if you don't like Bill Murray, of course, you're not going to like this movie. But it's a great movie, man.
Yeah, I think so. Is it good enough to beat Will Ferrell?
That's the thing. Unfortunately, like you're probably the first person that I've ever heard that kind of maybe didn't like Elf even initially. Like everybody likes Elf, right? Everyone likes Will Ferrell. So I can't, I gotta say that Elf is gonna win this one. I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No, I agree.
Yeah.
I was just thinking about Elf. Like I said, it's so good. When you have homeboy from Game of Thrones, saying, "Call me Elf one more time," and you see him just walk across the table.
Yeah. He's an angry elf. You got what's his name? Andy's in there. Andy Richter.
Yeah.
The dude from fucking Cal Gas, who is from he does that group. Tenacious D is in there. Amy Sedaris. I loved it, man. It was good. So yeah, Elf kind of tops Scrooge for me.
All right. So now we go back to the top, where now it's going to get a little harder. We have Home Alone versus The Grinch, Jim Carrey. Macaulay Culkin versus Jim Carrey. Home Alone. What I forgot to bring up earlier, because I love John Candy, and I love John Candy in this.
Yeah. Yeah. His part in this.
And did you know? I mean, they talk about it from the that Netflix show I was talking about. Did you know he did that? He did his part in Home Alone for free.
As a favor to John Hughes?
I think so. I don't remember the whole story, but I remember they said he did it for free. It was supposed to be like this: hey, come in for a couple of hours, whatever, and do this thing. And it ended up, I think they talk about it ended up being like the whole day, but he ended up doing it for free. I was like,
well, I heard like him and Catherine O'Hara, who she's kind of famous for that in her comedy circles. Like it was a lot of them two just ad-libbing off each other.
Yeah, because she's part of that whole SCTV thing too, right? I think so.
Yeah. And she,
Canadians.
you see her a lot in a lot of the what's that? I can't think of the director, but the kind of Waiting for Guffawn, Best in Show movies, where with and what is she doing now? Doesn't she do that one show now?
Yeah, the
Shit Creek or whatever. Yeah. So basically, with those people,
with another Canadian, Eugene Levy.
Yeah. Oh, fucking Eugene Levy's classic in that, and it's cool, man. The way they fucking play off each other and shit like that. So I always like those shows, those movies.
I don't know why it didn't even dawn on me. My wife is the one that brought it up. But have you seen any of that show, Schitt's Creek? I mean, I've seen a little bit of it.
Not too much. I've seen a couple episodes.
But his son in the show, that's actually his son.
Yeah. You can't tell by the eyebrows.
I don't know why. It didn't even dawn on me until my wife mentioned it and brought that up. She said the eyebrows too, and I was like, oh, I guess he is. Yeah.
It's like that's the dude that fucked the pie. Oh fuck. All right, so
Home Alone.
What does it do? Like, I think for you, man, like, because this is two movies 10 years apart, right? 1990 and 2000. Home Alone, the classic soundtrack.
Dun, 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 dun. I mean,
Yeah,
they both get their run right around the holidays.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think I have a winner that in my head, and this is the only thing that gets it for me is Home Alone kind of hits you more in. It's funny. It's funny as fuck. Like they both got their humor. Home Alone for me though, it kind of hits you more in the feels, more than the Grinch does, because the Grinch is, I mean, it's fake. You know what I mean? It's Who's in Whoville, and Home Alone is real people. You know.
So you're going back to it could really happen.
I guess, yeah. Not, yeah. I mean, you know, there's so many people that I guess Home Alone. I don't know what would happen nowadays, right? Because everyone has a fucking cell phone.
I know. Have you seen those memes? Have you seen those memes? Like, if Home Alone happened today,
what's that?
It would just be a text. It'd be like, "Mom, Mom, I'm still at home." The end.
Oh fuck! But it was kind of. I mean, the funny part too was the brother, right? He's like, they're like, "You're not worried about Kevin?" He's like, nothing happens on our street. You know, he's fucking talking shit.
He's like, we have fire alarms.
He's like, Spike, your girlfriend, woof. But now, like, he goes to the store to buy stuff. Our kids would have fucking stayed there and fucking ate every last frozen dinner we had or some shit, you know, or they would eat ramens all week.
I like that too when he steals his brother's money, knocks down all the shelves, and he's like, "Oh, your life savings," and it was like $3.
He goes to the store. He's like, "Ma'am, I'm 8 years old. Did I come here by myself? I don't think so." They go and they call him a fucking thief.
This is toothbrush recommended by the American Dental Association.
I like when he runs into the guys, right? And they're all talking shit, right? Because he keeps leaving the water running, right? Because he wants to be known as the wet bandit. And he's like, they're about to run over him, you know, get that scene where he screams and they come right up to him. And he's like, Santa don't visit the nursing home or the what you call it home, little buddy. Santa don't visit the funeral home. That's just fucking funny, man.
Yeah. So
again,
I guess we're talking about Home Alone. So
the Grinch is funny to me. Like the Grinch, there's funny parts. Again, the Grinch might be a little bit more like, you know, it's like we talked about earlier. It's like there's people that I'm sure there's people that don't like the way Jim Carrey is, right?
Yeah. And it's more for the kids, but although there is some adult jokes in there.
Yeah. I mean, Home Alone, man, especially when you get into the scene where he's protecting his house and they have to go through all that shit. That shit's just funny. But don't get me wrong, man. It gets scary at the end where they actually catch him. And, you know, they have him, you know, they have him up against the wall. And they're like, what are you going to do to him, Harry? He's like, I'm going to do everything he did to us. And, you know, if fucking homeboy with the shovel don't come to get him, or Kevin's about to get killed.
For real.
Yeah, but I have to go Home Alone, bro.
Home Alone, I agree.
Okay. All right. I mean, the soundtrack alone, brother.
Yeah.
All right, so
now
let's look on the other side.
And this is looking pretty similar to the last bracket, but we got Santa Claus 2 versus
up against Elf. Oh shit! I don't know. These are two tough ones, man.
Yeah, I mean, I could go either way.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I mean, again, these are both movies that I'm gonna watch. Elf will probably get watched multiple times, and not necessarily. Elf has become kind of one of those movies that, like I said, they're playing it 24/7. It can play in the background for me, all day. You know. Santa Claus 2, though, if it's on, I like to sit down and watch this motherfucker. Like,
is that a deciding factor? I mean,
no.
They're, like you said, we can have them both on. Tough.
Like, I kind of feel like if we pick Santa Claus 2 and we don't pick Elf, our few fans out there might riot. So,
okay, I'm gonna put it in these terms. Santa Claus 2 is not my favorite out of all the Santa Clauses. So I'll go Elf.
You can go Elf? I'm going to go Elf with you, man.
All right.
I love Santa Claus 2, though. Santa Claus 2 is one of my favorite. It's probably my favorite Santa Claus. But being that I got Tim Allen already representing there, I'm going to go Elf.
All right. Elf.
Whew. All right. Riot averted. Now, final two. Home Alone and Elf.
This one's easier for me. I don't know.
Yeah. I feel weird, but I feel that same way too.
Like I had to give Will Ferrell a little win, but he's not winning this bracket.
Yeah. Oh, you hear the Will Ferrell hate come out. Like, screw that guy.
No, I love Will Ferrell.
Fuck Night at the Roxbury. He's like, I was like, Emilio.
The Mighty Duck Man himself. Oh,
so
shit.
Yeah, we have family over yesterday, right? And it's kind of our first having all my wife's family over here, and they wanted to do a little karaoke, so fucking
nice.
My one brother-in-law sings it. We don't have a karaoke machine. We just put it on YouTube and letting the lyrics play in the background while you're singing, right?
Yeah.
And my brother-in-law sings, and then my other brother-in-law is like, I'm like, what do you want to sing? He's like, put some Emilio on there. Fucking Emilio Navaira. Yeah. So of course, I had to be like, Emilio. But fucking yeah. Okay, for me too. Again, even earlier, like I couldn't stop talking about Home Alone. A 10-year-old me saw it. I'm like you. I saw Elf. Elf is 2003. So again, that movie's coming up on 20 years. Fuck. But
stop saying that, man. That's so crazy.
But yeah, Home Alone for me takes it. It's classic. I love the soundtrack. There's the different songs. You get that like the one that you were kind of singing earlier. But I like the. I think it's called the Carol of the Bells. That's when the choir is singing. I fucking love that one, and I have that one on one of my Christmas playlists. I love that song.
The ding fries are done. Ding fries are done. Ding,
ding fries are done.
Would you like an apple pie with that?
Oh fuck! That fucked up. Is like I have all these songs playing on my Christmas playlist, but I have the South Park songs on there too. Have you ever heard?
I don't know if I heard or I don't know if I heard or remember them.
Of course, you get the Mr. Hanky, the Christmas Poo song that plays. But then they have that one song where the teacher is going around and he's like, "Hey there, Mr. Hinduist, Merry fucking Christmas." And he fucking tells them awesome shit.
Is a but for on there?
Which one's that?
A but for.
What is that? Oh,
a but for.
What's a but for? What's a but for?
Pooping silly.
Oh fuck. What does it have? Fucking I don't know. The South Park Christmas episodes are fucking pretty funny too.
Yeah.
Where they have fucking Jesus in there and shit like that. Fuck.
All right.
But yeah, man, the Home Alone soundtrack, man, is one of my fucking favorites.
So our second movie into the Christmas Throwdown, Showdown, Hoedown.
Ho down.
Home Alone. So far we have Santa Claus and Home Alone.
Classic.
I gotta tell you, I'm scared already. We are gonna need people's input. We still got 2 more movies to get into the final 4. We need to have guests on or something or input like we did last time. Whew. Yeah.
It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough. These are 2 classic movies. Again, this bracket of all of them, I thought was one of the tougher ones that we've had in here.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough.
Yep. So 2 movies: Santa Claus, Home Alone. 2 more movies to go. 2 more brackets to go.
I mean, you think about the movies that got to the second round in this one and got knocked out. We talk about The Grinch, Santa Claus 2. Talk about Elf.
Man,
I mean, Scrooge.
Those are big time movies.
Yeah, you think about on our first bracket, it came down to It's a Wonderful Life, and what? Oh no, it came down to It's a Wonderful Life got knocked off. So again, some good movies have gotten knocked off. For these 2 to be alone in their
this one was harder. This one was harder. I think the last episode we just kind of breezed through it. We're like, Santa Claus is gonna win.
No, it was tough too, man. This one was a little bit tougher. Our next bracket's looking tight as well. So I'm looking forward to it, man. We got to get together and do some of these.
Yes, sir. So our next episode, we may do the next bracket, or we might do a movie. We'll figure.
I'm telling you, man, we got to watch that Christmas Story. Christmas.
All right, we can do that.
I mean, we're gonna cry, but
let's make it happen.
Sometimes you need to cry.
But remember, guys, to follow us on our Facebook group. Now watch this, watchers. We need you watchers to help us to decide who's going to win this thing. So
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Be on the lookout for the next post so we can get you guys feedback. We missed the feedback on this one from you guys, but we definitely need your help. We need your help.
Yes. Because we can't take all this hate by ourselves. Like, people are going to shoot us down for some of these.
So yeah, that's going to do it for this one. Like I said, look forward to the next bracket or whatever we do next. So remember to keep watching
and keep listening.
Oh, jingle bells, that man smells, Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile broke its wheel, the Joker got a
5:30, jazzercise. 6:30, dinner with me. I can't cancel that again. 7 o'clock, wrestle with my self-loathing. I'm booked.
There's no singing in the North Pole.
Yes, there is.
No, it's not.
Merry Christmas, you filthy animal.
You look like a deranged Easter bunny.
I don't believe it.
You're missing the point.
What is the point?
Seeing isn't believing. Believing is seeing.
Nobody's leaving. Nobody's walking out on this fun old-fashioned family Christmas. No, we're all in this together.
It's Christmas Eve. It's the one night of the year when we all act a little nicer. We smile a little easier. We share a little more. For a couple of hours out of the whole year, we are the people that we always hoped we would be.
God bless us, everyone.
Do you really think you have a chance against us, Mr. Cowboy?
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
All right.
I don't know why that makes me laugh every fucking time. What's going on, man?
What's up?
Yeah,
been busy. Family stuff and
I don't know, dude. Like, I swear, either this laptop's fucking with me or something, because I had the app on the laptop. I thought the Teams app, and I couldn't find it today. I had to log on through Google. But whatever. I don't know if my son's fucking erasing shit or what.
maybe. That's what kids do.
Fuck them. Fuck them kids.
Trying to find your bracket. Home Alone.
Dude, I was looking at this bracket and I was just like, fuck, it's pretty out there. Like, it's pretty big movies on this bracket.
I know.
Like, I don't know. People might be a little upset. Because we didn't put it out in time to get whatchamacallits on this one.
I know. It's all right.
So you get to watch anything?
I watched Santa Claus the movie and Scrooged.
Okay.
I think I remember the others.
I don't know about Santa Claus the movie, man. Like I watched it. We put it on yesterday or the day before yesterday, and I was like, God damn, this movie's long.
Yeah, it's not as good as I remember.
No, definitely not.
It didn't age well.
Right?
Like, I remember that movie, like, it was big when it came out.
Like, okay, and I'm getting like a static on over the thing. Are you getting that?
Yeah, I hear that. It's gone.
Is that me?
I don't know. I don't know. It's gone now. Turned it off.
But no, it helps me so the scorpions don't get me.
There you go.
What are the Scorpions doing here? This ain't their turf.
Oh, that's funny. What happened, man? Kevin Smith? What was that? Your post or what?
Well, yeah. Well, okay. So Kevin Smith and Mark Menardin, they do their show. They do their show live, right?
Yeah.
And they do their show live, and they do it on Facebook and on YouTube. And I tune in. Like, I'm usually not one to tune in live to them because I don't tune into them live because I listen to it at work. You know, I usually do the download and listen to it at work. But the other day, I don't know. I mean, we weren't doing shit. I don't remember if I had to have been by myself because I usually don't watch this with, the wife and kids. So I was by myself and their show came on live. Like, I got a notification. So I was like, fuck it. And I went on live and I was just commenting on it. And they were talking about, I think they were talking about Black Panther. And I had commented, he liked a couple of my comments, but the comment that I did was like, I talked about how they obviously pivoted from the first movie or from the original concept that they had for part 2.
Yeah.
Because as I understood it, like they had part 2 written already with dude in the movie, Yeah. With Chadwick before they found out he passed. So, I was like, they obviously pivoted. It wasn't what they were gonna do originally, but it turned out pretty good either way, I thought. And that's what he liked, and I was like, oh man, that's fucking badass. But like he goes back, I don't know, maybe it's not him. But I mean the live was like 2 or 3 days ago and the likes came out yesterday, so
that's cool.
Yeah, he's like my stuff on what you call it as well on his Twitter, and then I even think he retweeted me when I talked about because we went to go see him in Austin one year, and it was a crazy show. Like the show started at midnight, and it went till 2 a.m.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I think he's the type that does that. And a lot of these celebrities, I think they have people that manage their social media.
Yeah.
But I think he actually goes in there and looks at stuff.
Yeah, because he does, and he responds to people, and he talks about responding to people, like sometimes I think he gets a little too into it with people that disagree with him and stuff like that, but for the most part, man, like, I mean, he's pretty straight up and everything. That thing in Austin, it was like a comedy festival. And so they had like 3 days of comedy fucking nonstop. So it was 24 hours. So they had people in to fill those hours. Initially, when I bought the tickets, I didn't know it was for fucking midnight. And then I snapped to it. We ended up just getting a room in Austin and then coming back the next morning. What have you been up to, man?
Just here. I don't know.
Did you put up the Christmas lights already and all?
I wanted to, but it's been wet. Like today's the first day where like the ground is a little dry, and I don't know.
Yeah.
Because I want to do some stuff in the yard, but no, not yet. We got the tree up. I mean, there's no ornaments on it, but I got the tree up.
Inside?
Yeah.
And y'all go fake tree or real tree?
Got a fake one. Because we're pre-lit, so it's all...
Yeah. Us two and the kids fight over whether... I don't know why my boys are in this kick that they want all white lights. Like, and then my daughter is of the opinion. My daughter, myself, and my wife were like, no, it should be colored. Like, so they've been going back and forth on that shit.
Ours are white on the tree, but I think they change. I don't know. There's a button or something. I don't know. They might.
Yeah. That's how ours is.
Oh, whatchamacallit? Yeah, shoot, man. I haven't got around to finishing that other episode yet. So it's like we'll have one. I'll put that first one out.
Back and then the next one
like we'll be ahead. You know what I mean? Be ahead.
No, I'm good, man. I'm good.
And it wasn't that long. I think we like just rushed through that other one.
You think so?
It was like barely over an hour.
All right, well, we can drag these ones out a little bit more. Well, I think we're gonna have to.
I think we just didn't talk about the movies as much. We just kind of said our picks, and then that was it. That's all right.
All right, this one I got a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah. But man, rewatching Santa Claus is totally different from what I remember. But I think it's probably been like 20 years since I've seen that movie, Santa Claus movie.
Okay, but did you watch it all?
Yeah.
Dude, like it's a good 2.5 hours, right? Or a little bit more?
Well, because I was like, when I put it on, my wife was there. She was reading a book. And I was like, you don't remember this movie? It was like Dudley Moore and this and that. And I knew there was something about candy canes. And she was like, I don't remember. And I started playing it. And it's like it's going on like this whole story about Santa Claus and how he became Santa Claus. It's like a good half hour of the movie. And like before you even get into anything,
And then I don't know if you noticed it. And I didn't notice it until I was kind of reading up on it. And then when I saw the movie again, I was like, oh shit, you can see it now, is the same people that made the Superman movies with Christopher Reeves are the same people that made this movie.
The whole Fortress of Solitude.
Well, not only that, but the way they kind of set it up, it was pretty epic, and that's what the people that that talked about the movie kind of talked about, was that they made it into this big epic and almost an origin story for Santa Claus, right? And they talk about John Lithgow's not in the movie until an hour into the movie.
I know.
And he's our main villain. You know what I mean?
And he's so over the top in this movie.
Yeah.
Smoking a cigar.
Yeah. The only thing my wife said after was she's like, oh, now I want to watch Arthur.
Yeah. That's what my wife said.
Dudley Moore.
She was like, I don't remember this. She goes, and I used to like Dudley Moore.
Yeah.
Arthur? Yeah.
You're like, you mean fucking...
I don't know why.
Father like son?
Yeah, I don't know why. I used to like Arthur, but I don't know why. I have a feeling if I rewatch Arthur, I don't think that's going to hold up either. But
oh, hell no. I remember when they remade it, right? They remade it with that one dude, and that didn't get no fucking play.
Yeah, I watched it, but... Yeah, Russell Brand, he's kind of annoying sometimes.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I like him in that one movie where he steals that dude's girlfriend. But other than that, I can't really think of anything that I kind of like him in.
Forgetting Sarah Marshall?
Oh, yeah.
I know him from, you ever seen the movie Bedtime Stories, Adam Sandler?
I remember it a little bit. I don't think I watched it though. But I remember
it's Adam Sandler.
Yeah,
but it's a Disney movie, I think.
No, it would be on Disney Plus. On the Plus.
I think it is a Disney movie though, but because it's not like one of his movies. You know what I mean? From his production company.
Speaking of Adam Sandler, I don't know if I brought it up when we were talking the movies, but you know what? Fucking, I mean, I know it's not a Christmas movie, but 8 Crazy Nights. You remember that one?
Yeah.
I fucking like that show, and I do watch it like every year around this time, around Christmas time. Excuse me. Shit. I don't know why I left it off the list, man.
I know. I'll bring it up. I'll wait till we start. And I'll bring it up.
Okay.
There was a movie I forgot. And I was like, man. I mean, it wouldn't have won, but I just wanted to put it on the list. But
yeah. Oh, shit, man. We're ready to go. I'm ready to start.
I'm ready.
I'm already talking about these movies.
I know. We're wasting good stuff here.